Before we get into what's occurring now, can we talk about your transition from Golden Boy to Matchroom and how you feel about that?
Has tenido una transacción en tu carrera en los últimos 6 o 8 meses y que antes de empezar la conversación, que si le puede decir cómo han sido las cosas desde que dejaste a Golden Boy hasta hoy en día.
Bueno, han sido cosas del destino y nosotros somos guerreros, lo único que queremos es ser campeón del mundo y la decisión no la toma solo el peleador, tenemos un team y bueno, eso es lo que ha pasado. Y agradecido de Dios por habernos puesto en el camino a promotor y dirigente. Y nada, estamos aquí en Manchester y vamos a pelear.
He says that, obviously he wants to thank Golden Boy for the opportunity that he did give him, but, the situation is what it is. He's here now. Thank God that it worked out the way it did. He wants to thank Eddie Hearns, his management team, Jay Jimenez. And, he's a fighter, so that's what he does, and he doesn't really get caught up in what is or isn't happening behind the scenes. But he's here now, he's ready to fight, and whoever they put in front of him is who he's going to fight.
With your amateur career and your obvious talent and pedigree in the ring, people expect you to have major title shots before now. Did you feel like Golden Boy wasn't able to give you the fights that you deserved or needed at that time in your career?
Obvio, con tu carrera amateur, la gente cuando ya llegaste a los niveles de profesional, esperaban que ibas a tener mejores oportunidades como profesional hacia el título, que si usted piensa que Golden Boy no te podía dar esas oportunidades o simplemente no sucedió como esperaba todo el mundo.
No, como yo dije, son cosas del destino, uno no escribe el destino, pero pensé que, bueno, le doy gracias a Golden Boy porque fue el que nos sacó a la luz y, ¿qué puedo decir? Hubo un buen trabajo hasta que salimos y empezamos otro nuevo.
He feels that obviously that there's some destiny involved. What people think about him and what he should have had or didn't have, is not really relevant. Very grateful to Golden Boy and again his management team. They did obviously, introduce Luis Ortiz to the boxing fans, and that is, nothing to just brush off. At the end of the day, he continues to say that it's his job to take care of things that are in the people in front of him and to continue winning and looking good, and things will work out.
Your last outing against Malik Scott was only a couple months ago, and even in victory, it proved to be disappointing to fans, and you got a lot of criticism for it. How did you feel about your performance that night, and was the criticism of you fair?
Que en tu última pelea con Malik Scott tuviste mucho criticismo, obvio por no, terminar la pelea como gente esperaba que tú ibas a terminar la pelea. ¿Usted qué piensa del criticismo, uno, y qué piensas de la pelea en sí ahora teniendo 45 días, 60 días para, estudiarla y pensarla?
Nada, la crítica me hace más grande. Pasan cosas en el boxeo, a mí no ha sido el primero que me ha pasado Foreman, a grandes de los boxeadores de la historia. Nada, se me fue de las manos. ¿Qué iba a hacer? No sé qué pasó, las críticas están ahí, pero ¿qué puedo hacer?
The criticism obviously has, made him a stronger and better fighter. That's always the case with him. He's not, he's humble enough to understand criticism from everywhere, whether it comes from, his coaching staff or it comes from his management team, anybody. He listens to it. He hasn't gotten where he's gotten without hearing the criticism and adhering to it. Obviously, it was a difficult opponent, not a difficult fight, but a difficult opponent who just came to not get knocked out. Run. It's happened to the greats, probably greater than him, George Foreman and Tyson and Ali and some of the best weren't able to do what everyone expected to be done. With that being said, he's going to continue to get better. He's going to continue to get stronger, and not leave it again to that scenario, happening again where someone slips through his hands and he doesn't, finish it.
David Allen is thought to be a much less challenging opponent for you. Saying that you've learned something, or you always learn something from your fights, what kind of adjustments do you intend to make this Saturday night to show us the King Kong that the fans and critics anticipate seeing? And is there anything that you think David Allen brings to the ring that is a challenge for you that maybe he's not getting credit for?
Tu oponente, obvio, va a ser lo completamente opuesto que hizo Malik Scott. Nadie piensa que él va a hacer como hizo Malik Scott. Él va a venir a pelear. ¿Qué usted va a hacer diferente en tu plan de ataque o en tu pelea para demostrar de nuevo que eres lo que dicen la gente, el noqueador poderoso King Kong, y que si usted ve algo en tu oponente...
Mi plan de ataque es que sabe que está metido en un gran problema. Mira, ese es mi plan de ataque. Ese es mi plan y ese es mi único plan. Yeah.
He says that his plan is going to be to get the job done, to finish the fight and not leave it in the hands of judges or once again to be criticized. You know, the only way to have that never happen is to knock him out. So he's coming for him.
I'm ready.
There we go. He's ready. I'm ready. And lastly, I will let you go. But obviously, we've got major heavyweight champion on the card and the contenders. We've got Derek Chisora on the card. We've got Dylan White on the card. Obviously, Luis Ortiz and Anthony Joshua at the top there holding the crown. If you can be successful Saturday night as you expect to be, what do you feel like that puts you in line for? Which one of these guys on this card do you deserve to face next?
Obvio, la cartelera el sábado tiene gran campeones y boxeadores que están subiendo como Chisora, Dylan White, Molina, Joshua. Obvio, va a estar ahí también. Va a estar Deontay Wilder.
Es la oportunidad de King Kong. La casa va a estar llena. Y sabe que yo estoy hambriento. Cuando la mesa está servida y el que esté hambriento, uno coge al que más le guste. Y yo, por supuesto, ahí hay muchos manjares para pelear, como se dice. Y yo quiero pelear al más bocón, del más bocón al más tímido. Yo quiero pelear con todo.
He says that this is a great opportunity for Luis Ortiz, King Kong, to demonstrate not just to the boxing fans, but to his peers in the sport and show them that what he comes to do. He says, as far as who he wants, he feels like the buffet table's completely served. He's starving, and he wants them all, from the biggest to the smallest, the loudest to the quietest. It doesn't matter. It makes no difference.
Eddie Hearn's already talking about Luis Ortiz versus Anthony Joshua in 2017. If that fight happens, how is the matchup in your view? Where are your strengths? How do you beat Anthony Joshua?
Que obviamente está ahora con Eddie Hearn y él es el mismo promotor de Anthony Joshua. Si esa pelea sigue, las líneas siguen como van, ustedes dos se van a ver en el 2017. ¿Usted cómo piensa que vas a poder en llegar a esa pelea? ¿Cómo piensa que usted va a poder ganarle a Joshua y qué usted ve sobre esa pelea?
Va a ser una great fight, una gran pelea y no soy el que da las oportunidades. Estoy con Eddie Hearn y él es el que puede hacer todo lo posible para que esa pelea se dé y el pueblo, el mundo entero vea una gran pelea. Y eso es lo que la gente quiere. Luis Ortiz Joshua, Luis Ortiz Klitschko, Luis Ortiz Wilder, toda esa gente.
He says that Eddie is a phenomenal promoter, a great promoter, has proved it throughout the years with the fantastic cards he's put on over the years. He's very excited to be with Eddie Hearn, and at the end of the day, you know, the way he beats Joshua is the same way he's been beating everybody, being the hungrier, smarter, you know, more aggressive fighter. You know, as he says that, whether it's Klitschko, whether it's Wilder, whether it's Joshua, doesn't matter who it is, his game plan and his mode and his apparatus is not going to change. It's going to be very simply, come in, I'm going to hit you, you're going to have trouble hitting me, I'm probably going to knock you out, and that goes the same for David Allen. Where Dylan White couldn't do, he's going to do what Dylan White couldn't do to David Allen. Whether it's in the first or it's in the 10th, it's coming, especially if he stands there to fight like he says.
Welcome to England. I'm glad to be here to see your fight at Manchester Arena on Saturday night on the Anthony Joshua undercard. We expect great things from you. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Radio Raw here with King Kong, Luis Ortiz.